have some decorum here. I've always wanted to say that. The name's Felder, and I don't know if any of y'all realize this, but I'm retired extension. I didn't get fired, I didn't quit, I didn't blow a thing. And since I'm retired, I've forgotten about evaluation forms. I don't have to do sign-up sheets or any of that kind of stuff. I feel silly. I wanted to talk just a few minutes, and I appreciate the opportunity that Marcia gave me, because when I heard about this conference, I've been reading about it for several years, and I decided, what the heck, I'm just going to drive up and see what y'all are doing, see if we can do it back home. And I realized, yeah, we can do it, but we don't want to, because we have a different kind of grass down there. It runs, it doesn't stay in one place, and so we have to do more of the vine sculptures. So I enjoyed watching them do the woven sculptures. By the way, I'm real bad into what they call deconstructionism. Y'all know what that is? Taking complicated things and making them real simple. You know, and what they're doing over and under, in and out. That's all weaving's about. Okay? Any questions? Okay? Another deconstruct, well, I have a lot of what we call demotivators that I use a lot. Since I'm retired, I don't have to be cheerful anymore. I don't have to be nice anymore. Okay? I started the Master Gardener program in Mississippi, but they ran me off real quick because a lot of those people don't understand gardening. They want to be horticulturists, which to me is real left brain. Left brain is, how do you do it? What's the quickest way? What's the most efficient? How do we get the most? How do we keep this from happening? You know, objective stuff. Horticulture is all about pruning roses at 1/4 of an inch above an outward-facing 5-leaflet leaf. Who's ever heard that before? Okay, folks, you can prune roses with cherry bombs, and they'll still bloom. You know, anybody ever, y'all grow Rose of Sharon, or is it Althea up here? Okay. We had, my great-grandmother grows one. We have those in the South, and a drunk driver ran over her Althea and it sprouted right back out and kept on blooming. So I'm thinking you can prune stuff with pickup trucks. So when I talk about directional pruning and pollarding and heading back and all that stuff I taught Master Gardeners, I feel a little silly as a gardener. I'll give you another example of a left brain versus right brain. Any composters here? Composters? Yeah. I'm hardcore. I've got a compost 2-bin system. I shred my particle sizes, I bioactivate it, I inoculate it, I get my carbon-nitrogen ratio right, I turn it, I aerate it, I keep it moist. I made compost from start to finish one time in 3 weeks flat. Rodale Press says you can do it in 3 weeks. I was going to try to do it in 20 days. Couldn't do it. It took me 3 weeks. I worked my tail off. I aerated. I turned it every day. I kept it moist. I got it up to 167 degrees. I've got 2 thermometers. And you know what? Nobody cared. There's not a race for compost. There's not a compost club. You know, so I realized there's only 2 rules for composting. Just 2 rules for composting. Number 1, stop throwing that stuff away. Number 2, pile it up somewhere. It's called a leaf pile. And if you want to make it nice and neat, like with a bin, that's just a fenced-in leaf pile. That's deconstructionism. I'm real bad about that. When I started growing stuff in the back of this truck years and years ago, and I think it was Mark Twain who was talking about the dog that could dance, not that it could dance well, but that it could dance at all, okay? And so I got tired of people, now that I'm retired, I can use this word whining. I got tired of people whining about gardening. I don't have time to garden. I don't have a place to garden. It's too hot. I can't garden. Shut up. Another deconstructionism. Who's got a water garden here? Anybody have water garden, homemade pond? Folks, a lot of people don't have it because it looks complicated. If you can grow fungus in a cup of coffee, you've got all the basics down. Everything is a variation on that very simple thing. And I use this approach a lot to talk to master gardeners, because a lot of times when somebody wants to have a compost, as soon as you say carbon-nitrogen ratio, your audience's eyes glaze over, because horticulture is complicated, it's scary, it's daunting. There's a woman who writes for Horticulture Magazine who wrote a book called The Undaunted Gardener. Y'all seen her stuff? Yeah. We're daunted, we're not dumb, okay? So I started growing stuff in the back of the truck, and I started out with a bag of potting soil. It's the pillow gardening concept. I got a bag of potting soil, I cut 3 little X holes, put some Osmocote in it. No, it's not organic, I use Osmocote. And I put a pepper, a tomato, and a periwinkle, Madagascar periwinkle. And I grew peppers and tomatoes and periwinkle in the back of my pickup truck. Now folks, it gets to be 105 degrees in Mississippi. Last week at 3 in the morning, it cooled down to 85. I'm not making this up. 100% humidity. The humidity is so thick you can lick it. Okay? It was like driving through fog, except you can't see it. Okay? But I grew the pepper and the tomato and the periwinkle back to prove that anybody can garden. All you need is to get started. Everything is a simple variation on simple things. Now, if you can do that, anybody who takes a look at that thinks immediately, well, I can do better than that. I'm thinking, okay, that's the point. Do it. You know, don't sit around waiting about it. Now, we decided the left brain of horticulture is different from the right brain of gardening. Okay, gardeners do things for the pure love of it. Left brain will measure the side of a box 3 times to make sure it's right. Okay, talking about coloring outside the box. Left brain will measure the box and tell you how many square feet it is. Right brain doesn't know there's a box. Okay, we just go right through it. We decided that gardeners have rights. Now, how many master gardeners here? Okay. Well, this is not stuff you're going to be taught by Cornell or Penn State or MSU or any place like that. They're going to teach you how to do stuff, okay, how to do it right and how to do it well. Here's a little thing that we came up with the right brain of gardening. We decided that gardeners have rights. We came up with the Gardener's Bill of Rights. You want to hear them? There's a few of them. And these are things that horticulturists will not understand, never will, ever. Okay? One is a gardener shall have the right to as many wind chimes as we can afford. Okay? That is a right. Horticulturist doesn't get that. By the way, I've got a wind chime back here. When I go down the highway, I sound like an ice cream truck on crack. I've got a rain gauge. I was in Erie. Anybody here from over the western side near Erie? I came through Erie, Pennsylvania yesterday, and I got 2 inches of rain, which I use on my knockout rows. What's the point? The point is, I just got engaged with my garden, with the world. I touched the world. You know, by going out and measuring the rain in a rain gauge, you're doing several things. The rain gauge in my home garden is out back. To get to the rain gauge, I have to walk out the door, across the deck, down some steps, up some flagstone, and walk through the mulch. From the house, from the floor of our house, to the wooden deck, to the rock flagstone, to the mulch, I feel every one of those things to the bottom of my feet. I feel things to the bottom of my feet. When I check the rain gauge, I'm intellectually connected with the world. I know how much it rained in my garden. The Weather Channel studs don't have a clue. I don't know who lives at the airport. Okay? But I know how much it rained in my garden. Plus, I touched things, I smelled things, I felt things, I heard things, I saw things. All of my senses were engaged checking a stupid rain gauge. A thermometer works just as well. So whatever it takes to get us outside. Now, gardeners have other rights. Gardeners shall have the right to mispronounce plant names. Okay? Anybody here say herb with an H? You know, the French say herb. The British say herb. What are we going to do, folks? I'm from the South. I pronounce it with an H. You know why? Got an H in it. Okay? And I have editors who change my herb garden to my herb garden. I say I grow a herb called what? They'll change it to an herb. And it really irritates me. By the way, I'm one of the national directors of the Garden Writers Association of America. And before I joined the Garden Writers, I wanted to meet this woman back here named Marcia, who won a very prestigious national award for a publication on children's gardening. I'm thinking, Cornell, they got somebody talking about children's gardening. And so I came up to see what was going on. This is my 4th trip to this campus. And all 4 times I drove. Okay? A gardener shall have the right to no grass at all. Except maybe a little patch to lay on your back and watch the clouds. A gardener shall have the right to plant any color flower next to any color flower. Okay? Even if they clash. Okay? I had a printing designer one time tell me that pink and orange don't go together. I'm thinking, I hope he never sees a purple coneflower. You know, whoever designed those and scattered them across New York must have had poor taste. Oops.